What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and yes, the Oracle of Omaha has bought and is buying shares aggressively in a grocery store. And what does that mean? We're going to be breaking down the technical side. He is the Berkshire Hathaway, and Warren Buffett and the guys over there are bought a lot in their recent 13F filings that came out Friday after the close. They have 14 million shares in Kroger they bought throughout the fourth quarter. So that means basically the last 3 or 4 months they bought a substantial share within these within this company. So basically this area over here they bought quite a few shares in. So that being said, they probably bought here, but who never knows. So again, this came out after the market closed, so the stock was closed at 28, but it was up nearly 6% after hours trading at around $30. So this is the line up here, my alert up here, I put it at 29.93, is basically where it's kind of trading after hours. So that's basically, it should break its all-time highs of the years prior of year over year. So let's go ahead and pitch it out more to a weekly chart. And you kind of see Kroger's have had a terrible time in the market, with a lot of volatility, going down, huge down days on a lot of quarters here, losing market share. And this is a lot to do the move from Amazon and Bezos and company on buying Whole Foods and just making the grocery store little change. And Kroger has one of the largest footprints, I believe, in the United States. That being said, this thing has been beaten up over the years, basically getting down to 1969, and let's go actually further out. This is where it comes really intriguing. So this is a 15-year chart here. Isn't that crazy? So basically they hit their all-time high in 16 at 42.75, and then came all the way down here to that 1969 that we talked about, and it's kind of been choppy ever since then. It's never got down to its 200 on the monthly chart, but if we go back to the weekly chart, it is having troubles. It's above it, but it has been spent a lot of time below it. This is something that, again, Warren Buffett will probably, in the near coming interviews, people are going to be asking about him, like, why Kroger? Like, what are you doing here? And we're going to jump into some of the other 13F filings that he had, and diving into those stocks. But Kroger is such a larger position. It's kind of, a lot of people are scratching their heads. They're like, what are you doing here, dude? Like, what's the play? And that's the reason that I like this, because this is the after hours right here. So after the news came out, of course, Pope kind of skyrocketed higher. It's what normally does happen whenever people find out that Berkshire Hathaway is purchasing some of these shares. Nothing crazy on the standard deviation chart here. I just like to note that if it hits the third deviation, it always comes back to the mean. See, it's right back to the middle, right back to the middle. Sometimes breaking through, right back to the middle. Needs to catch up. So that is something to be very well intrigued by. So I'm saying on Monday, I think it's like a soft open close. The market closes a little bit earlier, I think at 1. It's probably going to open up here, but I think you're going to have an opportunity to buy it at a potential another level due to the fact of it's going to come back a little bit because these moving averages are going to need to catch up. So I want to be just going out Monday and buying 100% of your stake, maybe a starter position depending on how it opens. Usually probably the first 30 minutes is going to be very volatile because everyone's going to be trying to get in to be able to get at these prices. But that being said, like, I kind of like it. I really do, actually. Like, I want to show this here. This is the Fibonacci retracement on the daily chart. We break that down here. So it's quite entertaining here at the 61.8 percentile that we basically had support here, and again, this is a higher low, so this is great here as well. Moving forward, this would again, it's going to be kind of through a curveball into things. On Monday, it's going to be quite substantially higher raise, so we'll see what happens on Monday. Oh, I didn't actually pin. Come on. This is sometimes doesn't always pin. That's silly. See? Get this. Come on now. There we go. All right, now it's the tippy top. So you can kind of see here, it just slightly moves things out. So the 26, I want to put an alert here. This is something that if it ever gets below here, and just get out of dodge. So I have a feeling it's going to be trading in this range right here. Potentially, I don't think it's going to go down to this level since Warren Buffett has such a large stake and he usually holds things for quite some time. You can see that with some of the other holdings. So we're going to pull this from the Investment Business Daily here. This is the Warren Buffett bought shares of Kroger, yep, and Biogen, which we'll look at that in a second. But then he slightly paired off like less than 1% of Apple and quite a few bit in Wells Fargo's and some in Bank of America as well. You can kind of see here just 1% cut in Apple, 14% cut in Wells Fargo, and a fractional cut in that. He also left Amazon unchanged. He said very great things about Bezos. He's literally one of the smartest people of our generation. It's just strange. So we'll look at Kroger. We looked at Kroger, so we'll look at Biogen. So nearly 19 million shares of Kroger, worth about $549 million, and roughly 649,000 shares of Biogen, worth about a little under 193 million. Still has Berkshire Hathaway grew its stake in RH, formerly known as Restoration Hardware, by 45% after first picking RH in Q3. And then this is the Occidental Petroleum, which a lot of people are just like, it's one of the better performers, but it's something that a lot of people are like, what's going on here? Why are we still holding this and moving forward? But we'll see. Let's go look at the charts here again. So we're going to be looking at, let me get this out of the way so we can see what's going on. And so we're going to look at Biogen. So that is BIIB. And of course, this didn't surge as much as the other one that surged about 2% after hours. But this is a pharmaceutical play. I'm not completely 100% sure what they do. Again, I'm more like the technical side of things. It looks like it's had quite a bit of trouble here. Like, this is a beautiful base here, actually. And then just popping on earnings, making a boatload of money there. Holy moly, this company makes a lot of money. Wow, let's see. Let's go look on a longer time frame. Let's bring this out here. Go to weekly. All right, look. So this looks very trade bound as well. So we're gonna do an alert here. So if that goes there, this is gonna be, it's basically been in a trading range. Like, I need to look up on what happened here. It looks like they maybe didn't get bought out or something happened. That is a heck of a move in a month, from $330 all the way to $215. Very interesting. I'd like to see what happens. It looks like if they hit it on the quarter, on the bell, like, it just flies. Like, that is absolutely insane. Like, I've never seen such movement. Like, that's a crazy. Yeah, we need to find out what these guys exactly do. Let's go for $33. Like, that being said, like, this has a base here. It looks like it's just like a stairway higher. So this is a step. This is a step up. This is a step. This is a step up. So if it breaks above this, I would be buying. But it looks like it's had just a pretty tremendous move. Even like after earnings, it kind of came out. So anything above this, and then I'll keep this like below here, I would like to get out if I have a position in it now. This is definitely a get out of dodge kind of sign. So I want to look at the standard deviation. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like once it makes a large move, it just consolidates, moves back up, consolidates, moves back up, consolidates. So I can see this trading in around the 335, 340 range for quite some time until something else happens. Another earnings report, an announcement of a drug, some therapeutical stuff. but that being said, this doesn't pay dividend, but it looks like it just prints money, because you can see on the volume, like, look at that crazy volume, like it doesn't trade that much. So it's gonna be a harder stock to look into, and I don't honestly quite understand the pharmaceutical drug business. So a lot of it is just developing something, researching something, and then trying to get a patent on it. And so a lot of the times, most drugs fail after trials with humans or even the earlier stages. So it's very much, they're doing a lot of good, but it's such a huge investment for a lot of medicines and treatments to be developed. So that's being said, like, that is super interesting that Warren Buffett is buying Kroger. I don't know if I'll be jumping on board on this one quite yet. I do kind of like the play. We'll see what happens. Maybe he knows something that we don't know, which will most likely be the case. If I know it looks like they've been doing okay. It's not like they're losing money each quarter. There might be downsizing or something. Again, I need to look into more of the fundamentals, but the technicals are just saying like it's been trading in a range. If it breaks out above certain levels, it can go substantially higher into the next rung of resistance. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.